You're watching DX Recaps, the place where we break down movies fast, clear, and spoiler-packed. Whether you missed it, forgot it, or just want a quick refresh, we've got you covered. Let's get into the story. The story begins in an old, abandoned house where a mother dog lives with her puppies. Among them is one very small, cute red puppy. They live peacefully until one day, dog catchers arrive. They capture all the dogs but strangely ignore the tiny red puppy. After locking the gate, they leave him behind. The poor puppy tries everything to escape, but nothing works. Next, we meet Emily, a young girl who is constantly bullied at school. She studies on a scholarship, and because of that, her classmates think she's poor and mock her every day. After school, Emily goes home, where her mother tells her she must leave the city for work. Until she returns, Emily will have to stay with her uncle, Casey. Emily strongly refuses because Casey is careless, lives in a small van, and can't keep a job. Everyone sees him as irresponsible, and no one trusts him. Meanwhile, the little red puppy finally escapes the locked room and runs through the city searching for food. He is starving and even tries to steal food from pigeons. That's when an old man named Mr. Bridwell notices him and gently takes the puppy with him. Back with Emily, she is upset to learn that her mother has already called Casey. She has no choice but to stay with him. The next morning, while Casey walks Emily to school, they notice a rescue tent for abandoned animals. It belongs to Mr. Bridwell, the same man who saved the red puppy. Emily loves animals and has always dreamed of having a pet, so she pulls Casey inside. At first, Casey refuses, but Emily keeps insisting until he finally agrees. Inside the tent, Emily sees many beautiful animals. But the moment she sees the little red puppy, she falls in love instantly. She wants to take him home, but Casey stops her, explaining that their landlord strictly forbids pets. With no other option, they leave. At school, Emily is bullied again like always. Her best friend Owen tries to comfort her and tells her not to listen to mean people. But moments later, Emily's bag full of cans breaks open in class, and everyone laughs at her. Feeling humiliated, Emily walks home silently and locks herself in her room without saying a word to Casey. Thinking about her awful day, Emily suddenly remembers the red puppy. She searches for him online, but then her backpack starts moving. She opens it and finds the same little red puppy inside. Her sadness disappears instantly. She hugs him and names him Clifford. Emily steps out to get food for Clifford. While she's gone, the puppy sneaks out, and Casey sees him. Casey immediately tells Emily to remove the dog, but she begs him to let Clifford stay. After a lot of pleading, Casey agrees, on one condition. Emily's mother must never find out. Soon after, a video of Emily being bullied goes viral online. Heartbroken, Emily whispers that she wishes she were braver and that Clifford were big and strong so neither of them would ever be afraid again. Holding on to that thought, she falls asleep next to Clifford. The next morning, Emily wakes up and can't believe her eyes. Clifford has grown into a giant dog. Shocked and confused, she runs to tell Casey. At first, he doesn't believe her until he sees Clifford himself. Casey panics, screaming and running away, while Clifford just wants to play. Emily calms Casey down, explaining that Clifford is still a puppy inside. Just then, Emily's mom calls. Casey panics again and quickly ends the call, pretending everything is fine. Before they can plan what to do, the landlord suddenly shows up to fix the building's pipes. Emily and Casey quickly hide Clifford in her bedroom. If the landlord finds out, they're in serious trouble. After the landlord leaves, Casey tells Emily they must return Clifford to Mr. Bridwell immediately. Emily refuses, believing something is wrong medically and that Clifford needs a vet. Casey disagrees, but once again, Emily's determination wins. They secretly leave to take Clifford to the animal hospital. On the way, they meet Owen, who is terrified at first but soon joins Team Clifford. Before they can load Clifford into the van, Clifford sees a giant exercise ball in the park and chases it. The scene draws attention, and soon the whole city knows about the giant red dog. Meanwhile, we meet Zach, a businessman who has spent years trying to create a growth formula. His experiments failed, and his company is collapsing. When he sees Clifford's viral video, he gets an idea. If he claims Clifford grew because of his formula, investors will fund him again. At the hospital, the doctor says Clifford has no illness and is perfectly healthy. The receptionist mentions that the only person who might know the truth is Mr. Bridwell. Emily and Casey want to meet him but don't know his address. Then Emily remembers that Bridwell once visited her school, so his address might be on the guest list. They rush to the school and successfully copy Mr. Bridwell's address onto a flash drive. While in the cafeteria, Emily gathers lots of food for Clifford. Her classmates start bullying her again. But then Clifford appears at the school. When everyone realizes the giant red dog is her pet, their attitude changes completely. For the first time, Emily feels confident. She stands up to her bullies, and it feels amazing. Emily, Casey, Owen, and Clifford return home, only to find their apartment sealed by the landlord. Zach has shown him Clifford's photo, proving Emily broke the no pets rule. Angry and frustrated, the landlord seals off their home and forces them out. At that exact moment, a neighbor slips from the building while trying to fix his satellite dish. Just before he falls, Clifford rushes forward and saves him. The crowd erupts in cheers, and everyone praises the giant red dog. Grateful and impressed, the neighbor allows them to use his laptop. Owen checks the school files and discovers that Mr. Bridwell is scheduled to be at the hospital the next day for treatment. Before they can act on this new information, Zach suddenly appears. He lies, claiming Clifford is his experimental dog who grew because of a special formula. Emily immediately argues back, saying Clifford has been with her since he was just a tiny puppy. Realizing he can't convince them, Zach secretly orders his assistant to inject a tracking chip into Clifford. With the chip inside his body, Zach can legally claim Clifford as his property. Emily sees this happen and screams for Clifford to run. She escapes with Clifford and Owen, racing toward Casey's van. Outside, Casey is still fighting off Zach's guards, so Emily has no choice but to drive the van herself. While they're escaping, Emily's mom calls again, asking if everything is okay. Casey lies once more, saying everything is completely fine. Suddenly, Clifford accidentally swallows Owen's tiny puppy. Everyone panics and screams, but seconds later, Clifford spits the puppy back out completely unharmed. To prevent anything else from happening, they quickly feed Clifford to keep him calm. Meanwhile, Zach convinces a police inspector that Clifford is his dangerous experimental animal. He falsely claims that if Clifford isn't treated immediately, a deadly disease could spread across the city. Frightened by the lie, the police announce a reward for anyone who captures Clifford. Later, at Owen's house, Owen suggests sending Clifford to his father's private safari park in Korea, where the giant dog would be safe. Emily is heartbroken at the thought of being separated from Clifford. Casey explains that if they find Mr. Bridwell, they will take Clifford to him instead. Sometimes, loving someone means doing what's best for them. With tears in her eyes, Emily finally agrees. The next day, Emily, Casey, and Owen go to the hospital searching for Mr. Bridwell, only to receive devastating news. They're told that Bridwell has already passed away. Emily is crushed. With no hope left, she realizes there's only one option remaining. Clifford must be sent to the safari park. With a heavy heart, Emily watches as Clifford is loaded onto a boat and shipped away. Tears fall as the distance between them grows. Clifford is just as confused, scared, and heartbroken as he slowly disappears from sight. The very next morning, the truth is revealed. Mr. Bridwell is actually alive. Owen rushes in excitedly, explaining that Bridwell has returned, and set up his rescue tent in the city again. But before they can celebrate, breaking news appears on television. Clifford has been captured during transport and is being taken to Zach's laboratory for experiments. Without hesitation, Emily, Casey, Owen, and even their neighbors team up to rescue Clifford. Outside Zach's company, they see him lying to investors, claiming Clifford grew because of his formula and promising massive profits if they invest again. While some neighbors distract Zach, Emily and the others sneak into the lab. Inside, they discover several animals locked in cages for experiments. By accident, they unlock every cage, setting all the trapped animals free. Deep inside the lab, Emily finally finds Clifford. He is chained, scared, and waiting. The moment he sees Emily, his tail wags wildly with happiness. Emily climbs onto Clifford's back and softly says, "Let's go home." Clifford breaks free and charges through the city, leaping over barriers and smashing through obstacles, heading straight toward Mr. Bridwell's tent. At the same time, Casey uses the media to expose Zach's lies to the entire city. When they reach Bridwell, Emily begs him to make Clifford small again, but Bridwell gently refuses. He explains that he didn't make Clifford big, Emily's love did, and now only she can protect him. Emily steps forward and gives a powerful speech to the crowd. Everyone deserves a place to live, no matter their size, color, breed, or background. So why shouldn't Clifford deserve the same? The people begin to realize she's right. Clifford isn't a threat, he's part of their community. Suddenly, Zack storms in with police officers and demands they scan Clifford, insisting the tracking chip will prove Clifford belongs to him. The officer scans Clifford's body, but nothing appears. There is no chip, no tracker, no proof. Bridwell had secretly used his magic to remove it. With no evidence, Zack's claim collapses. Clifford legally belongs to Emily. The crowd erupts in cheers as Emily hugs her giant red dog, crying tears of happiness. And that's a wrap on today's recap. If you enjoyed the ride, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you never miss a plot twist. Got a movie you want recapped? Drop it in the comments below. This is DX Recaps. See you in the next one.